remember to do that.
Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
Do you have any screen anything you want to share on the screen, or?
Yeah, I have a wee presentation. Just this is a wee bit uncomfortable for me, so I needed something to take my mind off it. This is a wee bit sort of outside my comfort zone, so we're just hoping for the best. And
oh, well, look, we're really delighted to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us, and I think we all understand that. No problem at all. Look, do you want to maybe set up your presentation now and get it on screen so that part of the practical thing is done for you, and then we begin formally in a few minutes, but just let's make sure that works so there's no stress around that.
okay,
Happy enough, Darren?
did you see that? No?
Yes, it came up on my screen, yep, so I can see both you and your presentation. Your first slide came up there, so.
Okay, but I went on mute, and I don't know how to undo that.
Oh, well, yes, I did notice you were on mute, but I thought you'd put that on.
No, when
No.
I
Do you want to try it again, and then we can see how that works when you can try and chat when your screen sharing? Okay, let me see. I'm going to ask you to unmute, so you should get a message from me asking you to unmute. There we go. Okay, so if you want to try now and chat, I should be able to hear you. No, I can't hear you actually. You are unmuted. Can you try and on your system to unmute yourself? I'll mute you and then see if I can. I'm going to ask you to unmute again and see if that works. Do you want to try chatting and see if I can hear you now? Thank you to all the people who are being very patient with us as we try and get this set up.
Yeah, it doesn't let me unmute whenever I'm sharing a screen.
I'm calling Michelle here. She'll hopefully know what to do. Here she comes. Thanks, Michelle. We're having a wee bit of bother here. So when Darren shares his screen, we can't seem to hear him.
Oh, I'm not sure, but I'll just go check.
Just going to have Michelle's going to have a little look. But anyway, I'll do a wee bit of chatting while she has a look at that. Darren, you are going to chat to us today a little bit about dads and how to support them well. Before we go into that, Michelle's looking, do you want to tell us a wee bit about your role, who you are, and then that might segue nicely into the presentation?
Yep. So first of all, I want to thank everybody for the opportunity to share my work that I do with dads within SureStart. As I was saying to Lindsay beforehand, it's a wee bit uncomfortable for me. It's a bit outside my comfort zone, but thankfully I had an 8-year-old son this morning who gave me advice. He was like, "Daddy, don't worry about it. It's only talking. You're always talking. Sometimes it's nonsense, but if you do the talking without the nonsense, you'll be fine." So that is my encouragement for this morning. So yeah, so as Lindsay said, I am Darren. I'm a family support worker with Ballymena and Last Steps SureStart, with my main focus being on supporting dads. I'm a dad of 2 boys, and the topic of supporting dads is something that I became very passionate about after the birth of my first child. My wife had quite a traumatic birth, and I was left standing in a room for about half an hour when she was taken around the theatre. So I was unsure what to do. I obviously, as everyone probably does in that situation, thinks the worst. So afterwards, when we came home, obviously all the focus was on mum and baby, and rightly so. I don't want to take away from that. It should have been, but nobody outside of my friends and family asked me how I was doing, which I find quite strange. So over the last few years, then I have wanted to fill that gap in services to support dads and be that person to ask the dads how you're doing. Now, I do know that if I was asked how I was doing at that stage, I probably would have said fine, like a typical man, everything's fine, but I wasn't, and it took a long time for me to sort of deal with that and get over it. So I want to be able to share that experience and support dads through their journey.
Lovely. And now we're really looking forward to hearing from you. Do you feel that you could do the presentation if we can't get the screen share to work with the mic, or what would be best for you?
Yeah, that's fine. I have it all printed out in front of me.
Okay.
Just in case anybody, or just in case there was technical difficulties, obviously with online and stuff. So I can go through it.
Yeah, if I hand over to you and that you should go through and
Yeah.
we can share that. What we can do is we can share the slides, or you can email to us afterwards, and we can send them out to everybody so they can also see the slides. But I already know that people are really excited to hear from you and the really important work that you do. So just take your time, and
Okay.
I'll go off screen and I'll let you have the floor to share with us what you're going to. Okay, so thank you so much, Darren. So first of all, I'm going to start and share a wee bit about what SureStart is, the services that we offer, and then how and why we tailor services differently to dads. So SureStart is a program that's targeted at parents and children under the age of 4 who live within the most disadvantaged areas. It brings together health promotion, family support, early education services, which are designed to support children's learning skills, health and well-being, as well as social and emotional development. Within Northern Ireland, there are 38 SureStart projects. The project that I work with, Ballymena Little Steps, is fully funded by the Department of Health and monitored by the Northern Childcare Partnership. And our services are brought to the families by delivery partners, Action for Children, and the Northern Health and Social Care Trust. There's 3 main aims of SureStart. The first one is to improve the ability to learn by encouraging, stimulating play, improving language skills, and early identification and support of children with difficulties. The second one is to improve health by supporting parents in caring for children and promoting their health and development. And the third is to improve social development. And we do this by supporting development in early relationships between the parents and the children, through parenting skills, family functioning, and early identification of support of children with emotional learning and behavioural difficulties. And then our outcomes are to improve language skills, to identify developmental delay, improve access to services, and enhance parenting skills. And our core services within SureStart are to offer good quality play, learning, and childcare experiences for children, both within a group setting and with home-based settings, to promote speech and language communication support, to offer primary and community healthcare advice, and to support children in the community, recognising their different needs. We also offer family support, including befriending, social support, and parenting information. And we do outreach and home visits to make contact with families as early as possible in the child's lifetime to encourage them to use services. So within our SureStart, we have 5 different teams. And the first team is antenatal services, and they offer antenatal support classes, including millibums, hypnobirthing, yoga bellies. They do home visits and telephone support. Our postnatal services then include breastfeeding support, parent and baby club, baby massage, baby reflexology, and Incredible Babies programs. We also have a child development service, which includes group-based speech and language therapy, child development programs for 2 to 3-year-olds, play sessions, and crisis support. And our family time team service offers toy and book library, bus outreach, physical activity programs, nutritional education, oral health workshops, health promotion, family events, home plays, and baby and toddler swim. And then our parenting services include family support visits, evidence-based parenting programs like Solihull, international groups, support
We have a Little Acorns group which support families with children with additional needs, self-care and well-being programs, and family budgeting and support and signposting. So that's what Sure Start as a whole offers. So as a predominantly female profession, we need to ensure that we encourage dads as well as mothers within our Sure Start services. Now, in an ideal world, dads would just engage with all the services that we already have running. But for various reasons, like dads work, time deaf sessions, or they just don't want to go to groups that are full of other females, then they just don't engage. So we have to do things differently. So now I want to talk about the why we offer dad services, and then we'll look at how we do it. So during the past 2 decades, there have been a growing number or body of research that examines the impact of father involvement on children and family outcomes. The literature-based documents state the effects of positive father involvement on child outcomes across a range of age groups and developmental stages. And some of the key findings are that positive father involvement is beneficial for typically developing children, can be associated with positive psychological adjustment and lowered distress during adolescence, is linked to fewer behavioral problems during preschool, primary school, and high school years, improves language and cognitive development during childhood years, encourages more positive peer relationships during early childhood, and decreases the criminality and economic disadvantage in low-income families. So that is the why. So the why is the outcomes for children and families are more positive when dads are fully involved in the children's lives. So within Sure Start, we are committed to engaging dads as well as mums. And to do this, we need to engage dads slightly differently than we do with mums. So what we have done is we have moved sessions to the evening times or to weekends and Saturdays. We feel that having a male presence within Sure Start helps dads feel more comfortable. And we do that obviously through myself, but we also have a dad volunteer who came through Sure Start services a number of years ago with his own son and decided he wanted to give back, so he volunteers regularly, not only within our dad service, but within our developmental program. So we're going to look at how we support dads within the Sure Start aims. So the Sure Start aim is to improve social development by supporting the development of early relationships between parents and children, good parenting skills, family functioning, and the support of children with emotional, learning, or behavioral issues. So we can do this in 3 ways. The first way is to support the transition into fatherhood through practical skills, attachment, brain development, child health, and paternal mental health. So to me, this is probably the biggest area that I feel that support needs to be offered is in the antenatal stage. Because I feel if we start supporting dads at that stage and prepare them for parenthood and fatherhood, then they are less likely to suffer from either postnatal depression, or if they do, then they'll be able to manage it better. Because as we know, the number of men who become depressed in the first year of becoming a dad is double that general population. And first-time dads are more vulnerable, and 1 in 10 dad-to-be will become depressed during partner's pregnancy. So by having services in place to support dads from an antenatal stage, then hopefully they'll have the support needed to deal with these issues. So we do this by we offer antenatal home visits. We do one-to-one telephone contacts. And going forward, we hope to be running Millibums antenatal programs for dads and dad-to-be workshops, give them practical skills to prepare them for parenthood. We also run an online dads chat support group for dads within Sure Start. And then after children are born, then we have to look at the role of dads as play partners and play companions to the children. So it's about the role that dads have in play, learning and development and language development. So again, we do this by home visit play sessions, which gives dads an opportunity to play. It gives them no cost play ideas. We give them speech and language communication skills and tips. We run play sessions, STEM play sessions in the evenings, twice a month. So these sessions are designed again to give dads opportunities to play with their children in a non-structured way. We will set up messy play sessions, sensory play sessions, we have practice activities, and it's usually child-led. And if we do it in groups with other dads, then dads feel more comfortable playing with their children because they see others doing it. And then one of the bigger things that we've done a while ago was we ran Father's Reading Every Day, which is Fred. And studies have shown that dads who read to children regularly from early years have big impacts on their learning development and their outcomes. So the opportunity to give the dads the opportunity to play has such a big impact in their child's life. And then we also offer parenting services specifically to dads. And again, a lot of this is done in either home visits or one-to-ones, where it's parent focused, where we offer support and guidance around understanding the child, behavioural issues, and we use parenting practice models like Sully Hill approach. And sometimes dads just need to ask somebody, my child is doing this, what do I do? Or I have done this, is this right? Because sometimes they just feel like they don't know what they're doing, and we've all been there. And then again, the Dads Chat support group that I had initially set up during lockdown was set up to give the dads within Sure Start an opportunity to talk and support each other through their parenting journey. And that was open to dads, antenatal dads, granddads, and anyone else who is a role model, a male role model within their family. And it gives an opportunity for dads within Sure Start areas to increase their peer support networks. So last year we've done 79 one-to-one support calls to 25 different men. We've done 8 home visits to 5 dads and 5 children. The home visits were down obviously due to the pandemic. We ran 4 family men workshops to 11 dads and 15 children. And these workshops focused on things like health promotion, fitness, and there was breakfast clubs and things like that. And then we had 14 family men group sessions which focused around the opportunity to play. And we also done 163 doorstep visits, which included postal packs to 155 dads and 178 children. Now, this included every dad who was registered within Sure Start received a Father's Day card, just so they knew that we were there to support them if they wanted. And we also have learned that not only does the dads groups benefit the dads and the children when dads attend groups along with the children, but also gives mums an opportunity to have a break from children and look after themselves. So obviously, looking at all the stats and the figures look nice and they look good, and they're very important to ensure that we can continue to run and receive funding. But the most important part in the service is the service users and what they think about it and what they got from it. So I'm going to read a couple of comments that I received from dads over the last year. So one of the dads said that he enjoyed just spending time with other guys who understand what it's like to be a dad and can offer encouragement, support, and share their own experiences. Another one that says they have enjoyed speaking to other dads and seeing that his son has started to come out of his shell and be more comfortable in new surroundings, as he had become concerned about this during lockdown, and the family men group has helped us. And another one said, on a practical level, they have learned some ideas about what helps when your 1-year-old has a cold, but I guess what he takes away from it is the encouragement that there are dads who really care about playing their part in their kids' lives, and that we can do that better together in a community. So that all highlights that they have been more benefit with the peer support, more not that what we're doing as a service, but we're putting them in, or giving them an opportunity to sit and discuss parenting and fatherhood with other dads, and they get a lot out of that. So our plans, our next step plans is we want to have a greater focus to ensure that dads to be are prepared for fatherhood, especially first-time dads. So we plan to schedule more sessions to accommodate antenatal dads, like nipple bumps and preparation for parenting workshops. Then we want to focus on how dads bond with their babies and get that attachment, especially if they've been out working. So again, we plan to run baby massage for dads only, baby massage, and that gives dads an opportunity to bond and attach with their babies. And then we have teamed up or collaborated with Turning Point NI, which is a suicide prevention service in Ballymena, and Aware NI, to start a dad support group, which gives us the opportunity to not only support dads within our Sure Start catchment area, but be offered out to people within the whole Northern Trust. The Dad's Voice will be an informal, relaxed, friendly group that will provide a safe base for dads to come together to share their experiences and support one another through the challenges of life and fatherhood. And again, it will be open to dads, stepdads, granddads, foster dads, dads to be, or any family man or male role model within the Northern Health and Social Care Trust. And the group will be co-facilitated by ourselves as Sure Start and Turning Point, and supported by Aware. But one of the biggest impacts of this for me is one of the dads that I have been supporting for the last year and a half has just recently trained to become a facilitator for the new support group, because he wants to give back to other dads what he's received. And we hope to launch this by the end of June. And it'll run on the 1st and the 3rd Tuesday of every month. And that is pretty much me. I hope that there wasn't too much nonsense, as my son would have said.
Thank you so much, Darren. Wonderful to hear all of the really important work that you're doing. Thank you so much for taking the time out and for sharing us today. A few wonderful comments there saying just how refreshing it is to hear about these important and crucial services being available for dads and tailoring them to work for them. And thanking you personally for being so open and so honest and so willing to come along today to join us. So we thank you again very much for taking the time, and we're really looking forward to hearing more about the important work that you're doing, and as it continues to grow, we hope to continue to engage with you here at the Parent Room. So thank you, Darren, for taking the time. There's a big one coming in in all capitals, brilliant, from Kate Preston. So well done to you, Darren. Thank you for joining us this morning. So everybody else, we are going to finish up again on this session. Thank you to Darren, and we're going to log on to our next one, where we're going to have our keynote for the day, who is Lynette Fay, and she is going to be sharing with us some of her personal experiences of motherhood. So we'll see you in that session again in a minute. Thank you, Darren, and see you all soon.
Thank you, bye-bye.